Imagine a life where every emotional tremor becomes a headline.
Guys, no, stop that. You don't get to talk to me today. I'm a father. No, you. We're not. You don't go to people you don't know and say.
Every private struggle a public spectacle. Now imagine your closest confidante, the one person meant to weather every storm by your side, weighing the unthinkable, legally stripping you of your own life's control. This isn't a dystopian novel. This is the chilling reality unfolding for Justin Bieber, and what Hailey Bieber has just revealed about where she stands changes everything we thought we knew.
The past months have painted a stark portrait of an artist unraveling before our very eyes. It began with public meltdowns, then a series of disoriented paparazzi shots, before escalating into a barrage of unsettling, often erratic Instagram posts. These weren't just the usual celebrity antics, they were desperate cries echoing across digital platforms, at times even directed with a peculiar, almost aggressive, passive aggression towards the very woman he vowed to spend his life with. But the truth, the truly devastating truth, has been far darker than the headlines dared to suggest. Suddenly, whispers began to morph into screams, saturating our feeds with a singular, chilling proposition. Hailey Bieber, the seemingly unwavering rock in Justin's tumultuous world, was reportedly planning to place him under a conservatorship. The very word sends shivers down the spine, immediately conjuring the haunting echoes of Britney Spears' tragic saga, and more recently, the perplexing case of Wendy Williams. It's a chilling reminder that these legal maneuvers, however well-intentioned on the surface, rarely end in anything but protracted battles and the erosion of personal autonomy. The thought of someone making every financial decision, every mundane choice down to a simple coffee purchase, using your own hard-earned money, is a form of psychological torment. This is why the alarm bells are ringing so furiously. Yet, as the legal machinery grinds into motion, the spotlight pivots to Hailey, the woman who has navigated years of public scrutiny, silently enduring her husband's every public tantrum and private meltdown. For far too long, she has been the public's unwitting punching bag, shoulder the blame for Justin's erratic behavior, whether he was disoriented on stage or lashing out online. She signed up to be a wife, a partner, not an unpaid therapist, an emotional clutch, or a perpetual beast of burden. For years, she carried this increasingly heavy crown with remarkable grace, but whispers from within their inner circle suggest a breaking point was reached, particularly after the arrival of their child. With her attention now divided, her own needs amplified, the dynamic irrevocably shifted. It was, tellingly, after the baby's birth that Justin's public outbursts and social media rants intensified, culminating in the harrowing question of whether Hailey, overwhelmed and exhausted, could continue to bear the weight. Perhaps the most alarming shift in this unfolding narrative, however, can be found in Justin's own digital diary, his Instagram feed. It's a raw, unfiltered descent into a troubled mind, no longer curated for public consumption, but a seemingly desperate cry for help. Consider the photos of him in a disheveled bathroom, accompanied by captions like, "You could point out my flaws or recognize your own Lil B." This wasn't merely a celebrity being petty, it felt like a soul in profound pain, stripped of all pretense, exhibiting a chilling apathy towards his public image. Then came the post that sent a collective shiver down the internet's spine, a screenshot of him querying ChatGPT, asking if ketamine could be used to control emotions. For context, ketamine, a potent tranquilizer, has become a tragically misused substance, associated with destructive party scenes, and disturbingly, the untimely demise of figures like Matthew Perry. The implications of this search were a blaring red flag, signaling a dangerous path. Even more disturbingly, there was a post where he held his infant child, only for the next slide to reveal him smoking, igniting furious accusations of exposing his baby to marijuana smoke, and desperate pleas for him to grow up for the sake of his child. The chaos continued with a bewildering series of posts dissecting loyalty. Telling other humans they deserve something is like raising someone else's kid, he wrote, followed by the even more perplexing declaration, "Loyalty is a manipulative language. It's a duty. It's an obligation. That is not free will. Love is not duty. Love is a delight." He even disturbingly equated loyalty to the coercive tactics of mafia gangs, leaving many to wonder if he was subtly advocating for an open marriage or simply revealing a profound disassociation from conventional relational dynamics. And then came the poignant, "tired of transactional relationships. If I have to do something to be loved, that's not love," a statement so raw it prompted darkly humorous online responses about laundry duties and ironic suggestions to go and love yourself. This torrent of unfiltered, often contradictory thoughts, frequently interspersed with profound, almost manic Bible verses about forgiveness and freedom, paints a picture of a mind in deep distress, eerily reminiscent of other public figures who have publicly unraveled. His artistic drive, once so potent, also seems to have stagnated. Studio photos appear, but no new music materializes, leaving many to wonder if he has mentally checked out of his creative calling. But what if this public spectacle isn't purely an organic unraveling? What if, as some chillingly suggest, it's a carefully orchestrated demolition? It's unnerving to consider how readily articles are now detailing the precise legal steps Hailey would need to take to gain control over Justin. This isn't mere rumor, it feels like a calculated planting of an idea. And if Hollywood has taught us anything, it's that this is precisely how these narratives begin. Haven't we all noticed the sudden surge in paparazzi photos, catching Justin exclusively at his most vulnerable, most disoriented moments? It mirrors, with disturbing precision, the very tactics employed against Britney Spears before her life was legally seized. The idea that someone within his inner circle could be leaking his locations, actively setting him up for these public spectacles, is a chilling proposition. The more erratic he appears, the easier it becomes to legally strip him of his autonomy. This isn't about condoning potentially destructive behavior, it's about acknowledging the possibility that some around him might actively desire his downfall, or at the very least, are enabling it for their own gain. The shadow of Lou Taylor, the controversial figure deeply intertwined with Britney's decade-long conservatorship, looms large. The memory of Justin briefly hiring her as his business manager, a move that coincided with him almost going bankrupt and selling his catalog, raises unsettling questions about what seeds were sown, what information was gathered during that brief, precarious alliance. From an outside perspective, Justin Bieber appears deeply wounded, but perhaps not entirely beyond redemption. A conservatorship, in its extreme finality, would place immense power in the hands of the very people who may have, however inadvertently, enabled his decline. Yet we cannot dismiss the possibility, for Britney, despite touring the world, was denied the simple freedom of buying her own popcorn. Justin, too, has been surrounded by yes people, individuals who consistently supply his wants rather than addressing his needs, leading to his current detachment from reality. The critical issue isn't Hailey's intentions, but rather the visible, agonizing slow-motion drowning of a global star. As for Hailey, the question lingers, has she ever truly enjoyed this marriage? She married a global icon, only to find herself constantly babysitting a grown man while simultaneously raising their child, all while striving to build her own brand. It's an unimaginable burden, leading to the heartbreaking question of how she ended up caring for two babies, one in crisis, the other in diapers. The trajectory of Justin Bieber's life now stands at a precipice, a delicate balance between potential liberation and utter legal subjugation. The public unraveling we've witnessed, from the unsettling social media posts to the chilling whispers of a conservatorship, is more than just celebrity drama, it's a poignant, urgent plea for intervention, a stark reminder of the fragile line between adoration and exploitation in the relentless glare of fame. The choice before Hailey is not merely a marital decision, but one that could fundamentally alter the course of a human life. What does it mean when the love you've shared is tested by a crisis of such profound magnitude, where the only perceived solution might be to relinquish control entirely? This isn't simply about a pop star's breakdown, it's about the very essence of autonomy, mental health, and the unseen battles fought behind gilded cages. The internet may demand answers, but perhaps the most crucial question we should all be asking is, what truly happens when the curtain falls and the man behind the music is left to face his demons, unshielded and alone? Share your thoughts below. Is Justin truly crying for help? And is Hailey, after years of bearing this weight, finally at the end of her tether? The truth, as always, is far more complex than any headline can capture. This isn't an isolated incident, a singular celebrity anomaly. Justin's very public descent echoes a troubling pattern woven into the fabric of fame itself. From Judy Garland to Amy Winehouse, the entertainment industry has a grim history of pushing its brightest stars to the brink, fostering environments where vulnerability can be exploited and genuine cries for help are often mistaken for mere artistic eccentricity or public spectacle. The relentless demands, the constant surveillance, the isolation at the top, these are not just abstract pressures but corrosive forces that can erode even the most resilient psyche. It forces us to confront a deeper, more uncomfortable question. How many other talents, less visible than Justin, are silently battling their own demons, caught in this same suffocating cycle, their struggles dismissed as mere eccentricities of genius until it's too late?